What if the one thing standing between you and a flatter belly isn't another diet, another workout plan, or another expensive supplement, but something sitting quietly in your kitchen right now? Most people trying to lose belly fat are exhausted from doing everything right and still seeing nothing change. If that's you, stay with me, because this video is about to challenge everything you thought you knew about weight loss. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover why a pinch of Himalayan pink salt dissolved in water every morning could be the missing piece in your fat-burning routine. This isn't a magic trick, it's rooted in how your body actually works: hydration, mineral balance, metabolism, and digestion. We'll walk you through exactly what this drink does inside your body, how to make it correctly, and how to stack it with simple habits that genuinely accelerate results. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear, affordable, and practical tool to support your journey to lose weight fast, without restriction, without suffering, and without wasting money. Whether your goal is to eliminate abdominal fat, boost metabolism, or simply feel more energized and in control of your health, this is the place to start. Let's get into it. There is something deeply frustrating about putting in real effort toward your health, cutting back on food, moving your body, drinking more water, and still waking up every morning to the same bloated belly, the same sluggish energy, and the same number on the scale. If you have been on that cycle, you already know how discouraging it feels to do everything right and still not see results that match your effort. The truth is, most approaches to weight loss are missing a foundational piece, not a fancy supplement, not an extreme diet, not a punishing fitness routine, but something far simpler, far more affordable, and far more powerful than you might expect. We're talking about mineral-rich hydration, and the vehicle for it might already be in your kitchen: Himalayan pink salt. Before you dismiss this as another internet trend, consider what's actually happening inside your body when you struggle to lose belly fat. Your cells are constantly communicating through electrical signals that depend on a precise balance of minerals: potassium, magnesium, calcium, and yes, sodium. When that balance is off, even slightly, your body enters a kind of low-grade stress state. Your metabolism slows down, your digestion becomes sluggish, your appetite signals get scrambled, making you reach for food when what your body actually needs is water and minerals. This is not a discipline problem. This is a chemistry problem, and understanding it is the first step towards solving it. Himalayan pink salt is not table salt. That distinction matters more than most people realize. Standard table salt is stripped down, processed, bleached, and often mixed with anti-caking agents that your body doesn't recognize or use. It disrupts fluid balance instead of supporting it, and over time, excess processed sodium contributes to bloating, water retention, and cardiovascular stress. Himalayan pink salt, by contrast, comes from ancient seabeds deep in the mountains, untouched by modern pollution, and it retains over 80 trace minerals in their natural ratios. Those minerals are not extras. They are essential cofactors for nearly every process your body runs, from fat burning and digestion to nerve signaling and hormonal regulation. When you dissolve a small amount of this salt in warm water and drink it on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, something specific happens that most weight loss tips never address. Your body, after hours of sleep without hydration, wakes up in a mild deficit. It is not just thirsty for plain water, it needs electrolytes to actually absorb and use that water at the cellular level. Plain water without minerals passes through your system quickly, but mineral-rich water is absorbed more efficiently and more deeply. Your cells open up, your lymphatic system begins to move, your digestive tract gets the signal it needs to start working. All of this happens before you have even eaten your first meal of the day, and it sets the metabolic tone for everything that follows. The connection between hydration and the ability to lose weight healthily is one of the most underappreciated relationships in health science. When your body is even mildly dehydrated, your liver, which plays a central role in fat metabolism, begins to take over functions that should be handled by your kidneys. That means the liver has less capacity to do its primary job, which includes breaking down stored fat for energy. In other words, chronic low-grade dehydration quietly stalls your fat-burning efforts, regardless of how well you eat or how much you exercise. Addressing hydration at the mineral level, rather than just drinking more plain water, targets this bottleneck directly. There is also the question of cortisol, your body's primary stress hormone. Elevated cortisol, which affects millions of people navigating the pressures of modern daily life, is one of the most significant and overlooked drivers of belly fat accumulation. The adrenal glands that produce cortisol depend on an adequate supply of specific minerals, particularly sodium, potassium, and magnesium, to function optimally. When those minerals are depleted, which happens easily through sweat, stress, caffeine consumption, and poor diet, your adrenal glands become overworked, cortisol rises, and your body responds by storing fat around the midsection as a protective mechanism. The simple act of replenishing those minerals every morning is a direct act of adrenal support, and over time, it can meaningfully shift how your body responds to stress and where it chooses to store or release fat. Beyond the physiological mechanisms, there is something else happening when you commit to a practice like this every morning. You are training your brain. You are telling yourself, before the noise of the day begins, that your health is a priority. That signal, quiet as it may seem, compounds. Research in behavioral psychology consistently shows that people who establish intentional morning routines make healthier choices throughout the rest of the day, not because of willpower, but because of identity. When you start your morning with a gesture of self-care, you are more likely to choose a nourishing meal over a convenient one, more likely to move your body, and more likely to honor your sleep. That is how slimming and lasting transformation actually happens, not through one dramatic intervention, but through a series of small, aligned decisions that stack on top of each other. So the pink salt water drink is not a trick in the gimmicky sense. It is a physiologically sound, behaviorally reinforced morning anchor that addresses multiple root causes of weight gain simultaneously: dehydration, mineral deficiency, digestive stagnation, adrenal stress, and metabolic sluggishness. It costs almost nothing. It takes less than 2 minutes to prepare, and it works with your body rather than against it, which is the only sustainable path forward when the goal is to eliminate abdominal fat and reclaim consistent energy, clarity, and control over your health. Now that you understand the foundation of why mineral-rich hydration matters, let us go deeper into what actually happens inside your body over the days and weeks of consistent practice. Because this is where most people give up right before the results begin to show. The changes that come from replenishing your mineral balance and optimizing your cellular hydration are not always dramatic in the first 48 hours, but they are real, they are measurable, and they build on each other in ways that eventually produce visible, lasting shifts in your body composition, your energy levels, and your relationship with food. One of the first things people notice when they start drinking pink salt water every morning is a reduction in bloating. This surprises many people because the assumption is that salt causes you to retain water. That assumption, while partly true for processed refined salt consumed in excess, does not apply to mineral-rich natural salt used in small, precise amounts. When your body is chronically undermineralized, it actually holds on to water as a protective response, trying to dilute what little sodium and electrolytes it has in order to maintain safe internal concentrations. When you supply the body with the minerals it needs, that survival mechanism relaxes. Your kidneys begin to regulate fluid balance more efficiently. The excess water your tissues were hoarding gets released, and the result is a flatter, lighter feeling in your midsection that happens not because you lost fat overnight, but because your body finally stopped fighting itself. This is one of the most important weight loss tips that almost nobody talks about. Your body's inflammation and fluid retention are often signals of unmet needs, not signs that you are fundamentally broken or that your metabolism is beyond repair. Addressing those needs directly and consistently is what shifts the internal environment from one that resists change to one that actively supports fat burning and healthy weight regulation. The body is not your enemy. It is extraordinarily intelligent, and when you give it what it needs, it responds with remarkable efficiency. The role of digestion in the ability to lose weight fast and sustainably is another area where the pink salt drink delivers real value. Many people chasing fitness goals focus almost entirely on what they eat, while ignoring how well their body actually processes and absorbs that food. You can follow the cleanest healthy meal plans in the world, but if your digestive system is sluggish, inflamed, or imbalanced, a significant portion of the nutrients you consume will either pass through unused or trigger inflammatory responses that work against your goals. Himalayan pink salt stimulates the production of hydrochloric acid in the stomach, the acid responsible for breaking down proteins, activating digestive enzymes, and creating the acidic environment that kills harmful bacteria before they can take hold in your gut. Drinking the salt water on an empty stomach primes this system before food even enters the picture, so that when you do eat, your body is fully prepared to extract maximum nutrition and minimum inflammation from your meal. Better digestion also means more stable blood sugar. When food is broken down efficiently and nutrients are absorbed at the right pace, glucose enters the bloodstream more gradually. Insulin response is more measured, and your energy stays consistent rather than spiking and crashing. That blood sugar stability is one of the most powerful tools available for anyone trying to lose belly fat, because it directly reduces the cravings, the mood swings, and the impulsive food decisions that derail even the most motivated person. You do not need more discipline when your blood sugar is stable. You need less, because your body stops sending desperate hunger signals every few hours. Let us also address something that sits at the intersection of physical health and mental health resources: the impact of chronic fatigue on weight loss outcomes. One of the most common and least discussed obstacles to sustained fitness progress is exhaustion. Not just physical tiredness, but the deep, systemic fatigue that comes from years of poor sleep, chronic stress, nutritional deficiencies, and over-reliance on stimulants like caffeine and sugar to get through the day. This kind of fatigue makes everything harder. Workouts feel impossible. Healthy cooking feels like a burden, and the motivation to make good choices evaporates by minute. The mineral depletion that drives this fatigue is both a cause and a consequence of poor lifestyle habits, creating a cycle that is genuinely difficult to break from the outside. The pink salt drink interrupts that cycle from the inside. Magnesium, one of the trace minerals present in Himalayan pink salt, is directly involved in the production of ATP, the molecule your cells use as energy currency. Most people in modern societies are chronically low in magnesium due to soil depletion, processed food consumption, and high stress levels. Even a modest improvement in magnesium status can produce noticeable increases in energy, improvements in sleep quality, and reductions in muscle tension and anxiety. Potassium, another key mineral in pink salt, supports heart rhythm, nerve conduction, and muscle recovery, all of which matter enormously if you are trying to stay consistent with physical activity. As part of your plan to lose weight healthily, consistency, in fact, is the variable that separates people who achieve lasting transformation from those who cycle endlessly through short-term efforts. And consistency is not primarily a matter of motivation or character. It is a matter of energy, mood, physical comfort, and the degree to which your daily habits feel sustainable rather than punishing. When your body is properly hydrated, your minerals are balanced, your digestion is working, your blood sugar is stable, and your sleep is restoring rather than depleting, you showing up for your health every day stops feeling like a fight. It starts feeling like a natural extension of who you are. That is the environment this morning practice is designed to create, not a shortcut, but a genuine physiological and psychological foundation for the kind of slimming transformation that actually holds. Everything we have covered so far, the mineral science, the digestive benefits, the adrenal support, the blood sugar stability, the fatigue reduction, all of it points toward a single unifying truth that the weight loss industry spends billions of dollars trying to obscure. Sustainable transformation does not come from doing more, restricting harder, or pushing your body to its limits. It comes from creating the right internal conditions and then building outward from there with habits that reinforce and amplify each other. The pink saltwater drink is not the entire solution, but it is one of the most strategically placed starting points available to you, because it addresses multiple root causes simultaneously, costs almost nothing, and takes less time than scrolling your phone for 2 minutes every morning. Let's talk about how to build the full practice correctly, because the details matter more than most people realize. Begin with 8 to 12 ounces of warm filtered water, not cold, not boiling, but warm enough to feel comfortable and to dissolve the salt quickly. Cold water first thing in the morning can actually shock your digestive system and constrict blood vessels, which is the opposite of what you want when your goal is to gently activate circulation and digestion after hours of rest. Filtered water matters because tap water in many areas contains chlorine, fluoride, and other compounds that can interfere with mineral absorption and gut microbiome balance, two things you are actively trying to support. Add exactly 1/4 teaspoon of pure, additive-free Himalayan pink salt and stir until it is fully dissolved. That is your base. From there, you can enhance it with half a teaspoon of fresh lemon juice, which adds vitamin C, supports liver detoxification, and creates a mildly alkalizing effect in the body once metabolized. A teaspoon of raw honey is optional but brings antioxidants, prebiotic compounds, and a gentle natural energy that eases the transition away from sugar-heavy morning routines. Drink it slowly. That instruction is more important than it sounds. When you rush the drink, you reduce the time your digestive lining has to absorb the minerals, and you bypass the signaling that happens in your mouth and esophagus that prepares your stomach for what is coming. Slow, deliberate drinking also gives you a moment of stillness before the demands of the day begin. And that pause, repeated every morning, becomes its own form of mental health resource, a daily reset that lowers baseline anxiety and helps your nervous system start the day from a place of calm rather than chaos. People who are chronically stressed and chronically exhausted are far more likely to make impulsive food choices, skip workouts, and abandon healthy meal plans after the first week. Reducing that baseline stress through intentional morning practices is not a soft secondary benefit. It is one of the most direct and evidence-supported strategies for long-term fitness success and the ability to lose weight fast without burning out. After drinking your pink salt water, give your body 20 to 30 minutes before eating or drinking anything else. Use that window intentionally. A short walk, even 5 minutes around the block, stimulates peristalsis, the wave-like contractions of your digestive tract that move food and waste through your system, and activates your lymphatic system, which has no pump of its own and depends entirely on movement to circulate. Light stretching or yoga during this window improves circulation to your abdominal organs, which directly supports your goal to eliminate abdominal fat over time by increasing blood flow and metabolic activity in that region. 3. Slow, deep breaths before you move can shift your autonomic nervous system from sympathetic dominance, the fight-or-flight state most people wake up in, to parasympathetic activation, which is the state in which digestion, cellular repair, and fat burning operate most efficiently. When you do eat, make your first meal of the day count. A protein-rich breakfast, eggs, Greek yogurt, legumes, or a quality protein source of your choice stabilizes blood sugar, reduces the likelihood of cravings later in the day, and provides the amino acids your muscles need for recovery and growth, both of which contribute to a higher resting metabolic rate over time. Pair it with fiber from vegetables or whole grains, healthy fats from sources like avocado or nuts, and you have created a meal that works in complete alignment with the foundation your pink salt drink already laid. This is what intelligent weight loss looks like. Not restriction, not suffering, not obsessive calorie counting, but strategic nourishment that gives your body exactly what it needs to boost metabolism, burn stored fat, and sustain energy across the full arc of the day. Track your progress in a way that goes beyond the scale. The number on a scale is one of the least informative metrics available to someone genuinely working toward better health, because it does not distinguish between fat, muscle, water, and waste, all of which fluctuate daily and can mask real progress entirely. Instead, keep a simple journal. Note your energy level when you wake up. Note your level of bloating before and after meals. Note your cravings, your mood, your mental clarity, your sleep quality, and your consistency with movement. These are the metrics that tell the true story of whether your internal environment is shifting in the right direction. Most people who commit to this practice for 2 full weeks report noticeable improvements in at least 3 of these areas before they see any significant change in their physical appearance. And those internal shifts are precisely what make the external changes possible and permanent. The mindset shift from slimming as punishment to slimming as nourishment is the final and perhaps most powerful transformation this practice can catalyze. When you begin your day by giving your body something it genuinely needs, minerals, hydration, warmth, intention, you are operating from a fundamentally different relationship with yourself than the one that drives most failed weight loss attempts. You are not attacking your body. You are not punishing it for being too much or not enough. You are listening to it, responding to it, and building trust with it one morning at a time. That trust, once established, changes everything: how you eat, how you move, how you rest, and ultimately, how you look and feel in the body you live in every single day.
There's a natural solution to speed up your metabolism, control cravings, and support your weight loss journey naturally and effectively. Click the link in the first pinned comment to start transforming your body. If you want to truly transform your body and learn how to lose belly fat healthily, don't stop here. In the next video, I'll share practical strategies and little-known secrets to boost your metabolism and keep the weight off for good. Click now and discover how to take your weight loss to the next level.